Hello everyone, how are you doing? I am doing well. Today I am in the Shaman order hall because I wanted to show you guys what add-ons I am using right now. So this video is current to Legion, so if you happen to be watching this in the future, this video very well might be out of date. And if you're watching this in the past, you're probably a Time Lord, and that seems pretty cool. Good for you. Anyways, what you are seeing on my screen is obviously a pretty custom UI, but there's not a lot of moving parts to it. I use LVUI, which is fairly easy to configure and set up. And if you're curious, when my party frames are on, that's what they look like. And when my raid frames are on, that's what they look like. And if there's a whole lot of people in raid, that's what it looks like. It gets pretty out of control pretty quickly. But this is very, very, very extremely easy to set up. I am not a very technologically advanced person, and this is my own design. I know it's real artistry, hashtag art. But if you would like to see how I set this up exactly, I have a tutorial from a couple years ago, but most of the menu options are the same, so I'll link that in the info below. If you just want to use my UI or start from this point and work from there, I will have a paste bin link in the info below that will bring you to this big crazy wall of text. And then once you've downloaded LVUI and you got it all installed and everything, and you open it up with /LVUI, you can go down to the bottom here and you'll see profiles. You'll click import profile, you'll paste all of that text and then click import now. And all things, you know, if the planets align, God willing, you should end up with my UI. So yeah, this is LVUI. Now, I use click key bindings, which I know isn't the most normal thing in the entire world, but because I play a healer, it works for me. When you install click, it gives you this extra little doohickey down here. You essentially click on a spell, then come over here, you click blind spell, and then you can click it to any mouse button or whatever that you want. I found this the easiest way to set up click key bindings as far as like bindings on my mouse. It kind of makes it so that every spell is a mouse over. It's not a mouse over, but it feels mouse over-esque. That's not a technical definition of what's going on here, but I hope you're following. Also, when I am in combat, which I don't think I can make any numbers appear right now, but you'll see that my text goes a little funky, maybe in a way that you haven't seen before. That is mix. So there we go. There's some numbers. Look at those scrolly numbers. This is mix scrolling battle text, and I'm using the same font that I am using for LVY. Anything that I can change that font to, I do, because I like it when things match. And this font, if anybody is wondering, is, oh god, media? I think it's called Homespun. I think the name of the font is Homespun. So, and I use the same font when anytime it's available, just so that everything matches. Now, also, you might notice that I have some weirdo cast bars that maybe you're not familiar with. See them there at the bottom? These are quartz cast bars. I have the default cast bars disabled. And I just like these a little better. There's no real rhyme or reason for it. They're super easy to set up. You just go to interface, add-ons, quartz is right here, and then you can just toggle it around. And I just noticed this. I don't know how I never noticed this before, but the target looks a lot thinner than the player. So if we pop this open, I can see that my player one is, move this over here. So my player guy is, no, right here, width is 200 and height is 20. So if I go to target, yep, height is only 15. So you can like really easily change that. It's quite easy to customize. Hit enter and then OK. And then if you're curious to check if that's lined up properly, you would just go here, toggle anchors. It's not, but it's not LVY that's out of place. It is quartz. I'm trying really, really hard here. I don't know if you can tell, but just know that I am. And then you come here, toggle bar lock, and then you bring this over here. Whoa. Toggle bar lock. Yeah. And then, okay, I need to target myself so that, yeah. See, now it doesn't really look that bad currently. It says bars are unlocked. Move it. There we go. So, bam. Done. Lock. and we're done. Super, super easy to set up. You can also go into the settings. You can change that with numbers so that it's like perfectly in line if that's a thing you care about. I am rating this expansion, not as hardcore as I was last expansion, but I still think it's important to have good raid add-ons. You'll notice this big bar derp in the middle of my screen. This is Weak Auras 2, and this is a Shaman, a Resto Shaman Weak Auras setup that I'm using right now. I have a separate setup for Elemental. If I can find them, I will link them in the info below, but I kind of like change my Weak Auras, I don't want to say often, but like semi-often. Often enough to, you know, lose track of them, because anytime something doesn't get updated, I usually will just download a new package. But in addition to, I was trying to show you my elemental weak auras, and apparently they don't want to pop up because that would make life easy. I think I have to go get in combat really quick, which I'm still not used to the fact that Ghost Wolf doesn't have a glyph that makes it mounted movement speed. Like, I just have not adjusted to that at all. There we go. See, so my weak auras for elemental pop up on the screen, and it just kind of tells you, I mean, essentially what cooldowns that you have available. So if you're wanting to use all your cooldowns, you can do that, and then you can keep track of it and be like, whoa, look at all my cooldowns. I do garbage DPS because I'm me. Anyway, so that's what my elemental weak auras look like. I also have weak auras set up. Oh my gosh, now I'm in combat. I ruin everything. This is not well done. Hold on. Are we out of combat yet? Still in combat. I'm around the friggin' corner, still in combat. Let's go over the rainbow here. Somewhere. There we go. Slash weak auras. Oh, come on. Weak auras are really crazy when you see them like this. They're like, oh god, this is so scary. How do you manage? And they look more difficult to use than they are. These ones that I'll say T19, these are my rating weak auras, which just pop up extra little reminders and stuff for me. And then I also have my separate set for elemental and resto, and then I also have an additional couple weak auras for resto. I have one that lets me know if Riptide has... No, tidal waves, excuse me. I have one that lets me know if tidal waves have dropped off, and I have another one that lets me know how much healing the Cloudburst Totem has collected. But that doesn't really matter. Anyways, Weak Auras is a super good add-on, and if you are rating it all, you should definitely get it and go on Google and Google some Weak Auras for the raids that you're doing and the bosses that you're doing. And then your Discord or even Google is a good place to find weak auras for your class and your spec. It will make you a much, much, much better player, and it will also allow you to focus more on mechanics and less on your rotation. Other things that I use for rating, I use Bigwig's boss mods. They're really easy to set up, and also what I like about Bigwigs is that you can change every little thing about a boss to make it more convenient for you. So if we go into the Emerald Nightmare here, and we are on, say, Nithendra, and I keep getting killed by Infested Breath, I hit these little arrows, scroll down to the bottom, emphasize, countdown, and it's going to give me a bigger warning. And you can do that for any single ability that a boss does to make your life significantly, significantly easier. I'm not sure how much of this will be broken by the 7.1 update that messes with the API that has to do with location, but for the meantime, I am definitely using Bigwigs, and I like it a lot. I personally like it better than Deadly Boss mods. My damage meters are SCADA currently. I know a lot of people are using details right now, but I don't fully understand how to use details, so I feel like they're just a little above my head, and without having the proper knowledge of how to apply those numbers, they don't really mean much to me. So I am not using details currently. The other thing you may notice on my screen up in the corner here is, oh my god, you can't see it. Oh, what a riot. Hold on. I can show you. I can fix this. Let's go to screen capture and do this. And so if we do this, oh, this is creepy. Wait, this isn't even the right size. Why did it import it a different size? Do you see that? It's like this part of this right here. I shouldn't have done this. I screwed up. Let me try. I screwed up. Add, how did I do this before? Add, screen capture. Okay. So if we just did it like that, Yeah, okay, good. Good news. Good news, guys. I got it. So now you can see my little Discord overlay. This is like the most useful thing ever. If your guild uses Discord for raiding, or if you use it for, say, arenas or anything where you have to talk to people, what's amazing about Discord is it has this little overlay that you can enable, and when people are talking, it pops up with this little icon and their name, which is so incredibly useful. You can view all of your servers, and you can select people in those servers, and it's easy to access and it's non-invasive, and I really like it, especially since sometimes raid groups can get to be like 25-30 people, and it's really difficult sometimes to tell who's talking. So that's like my favorite thing ever. That's pretty much it as far as my rating add-ons. I also sometimes I use like angry assignments, but I haven't used it at all this expansion, so I'm not sure that I want to like say that's in my core add-on important kit, but it's essentially like a little notepad within WoW that broadcasts to everybody else in your raid who has angry assignments, so you can like give little notes and pointers, which was really important last expansion when I was mythic raiding, but I'm not really trying to have that life this expansion, so I'm not even sure. I also use a couple add-ons to manage auctions and stuff like that, because I mean, I'm lazy and I don't want to have to go through and be like, oh, I want to undercut this by 1 gold or 1/2 of a gold. That's not how, I'm not about that. That's a lot of work. So I'm making my way to an auction house. I'm sorry that I wasn't better prepared, but for auctions, I use an add-on called Auctionator, and Auctionator is very easy to set up, and you can automatically undercut things that are already listed in the auction house by a set amount. So I have mine set to, I think, 1 gold. So anything I list in the auction house, if there is already a similar auction in the auction house, it will automatically undercut it by 1 gold. And it makes it much easier to list things, especially if you have a lot of stuff. I actually have a bank character, so I'm not... I don't think I'll have any auctions on this character. I don't even know if I'll have anything to list. I'll do my best. But it's really easy to set up, and of all the auction add-ons, I feel like it's the most casual one, because as you can see from my 76,000 gold server-wide, I am not exactly what one would call like a WoW baller. I spend all my gold like as soon as I get it. I want to buy pets, I want to buy mounts, I want to have things, I want to have stuff, and I haven't had a lot of time to play this expansion, so I haven't been selling my herbs as I've been picking them and stuff like that. But if you head over to the auction house, you'll notice that with Auctionator you have a buy tab and a sell tab. What's really cool about the buy tab is, say that you want to make this Vantis rune for Cenarius. You'd hit auction house, it'll automatically scan what is necessary to make that, and it will bring up the materials and how much they're going to cost you. And this works for even things like mass mill, which of course you're just milling. It's not like you're actually, this doesn't require any sort of thing. I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say, but I mean, all you need is Aethril. This is a mass mill Aethril. Although it does seem like it's bringing up gem chips too, which can be derived from milling Aethril. But you can do that for any of your profession tabs to see like what type of reagents you need to craft whatever it is that you're trying to craft. I think that's really nice. And when you sell stuff, like I said, it will automatically, I'm not really going to sell this, but it's automatically going to scan the auctions when you drag it in. And of course I picked something that there's 6 pages of, and then it'll tell you how much everything is. So if you wanted to buy that thing, you would come over here and you'd search for it like so, and it would show you how much you could buy it for. And then it's really easy to buy, which you would just click right here, and then you click buy, and then it would say like, are you sure? And you'd be like, hell yes, I'm sure. If you were going to sell it, it would just automatically see this one is $4.90. It undercut it to $4.88, so it did it by 2 silver in this example. But yeah, it makes listing things much easier. If you're trying to be an auction house mogul, this might not be the right add-on for you, but if you're a more casual auction house user and you just want to make your life a little easier, it definitely helps. For my mail, I use an add-on called Easy Mail by Cosmos, and the best part about this add-on is this little button right here, because it selects everything and then you can just deposit it into your bag all at once instead of having to do it little by little and make your life difficult. And it's I can't even talk, and it's very convenient. I like it a lot. It's really simple to use, and it doesn't really, I don't know, it just does what it's supposed to do, and that's all it does. The other couple things that I use while playing World of Warcraft is an add-on, is an add-on. Well, it's actually 3 add-ons for pet battles. The first one is called Cloudy Pet Collected, which displays pet information in tooltips to make it easier to decide if you want to like battle something. So if you come over here, there's the pet. So when I go to his tooltip, you'll see it says collected L1, and that's in gray. That means I have one of these guys. He's level 1 and he's gray quality. So if I were to fight him, I'd probably get an upgrade, and that's basically how this add-on works. Then I also use Pet Journal Enhanced, which makes it easier to sort your pets. It also shows your total and your unique pets and adds all these filters. And if you have a large pet collection, it just makes your life significantly easier. Right now, I'm at 768 unique. I'm at 769 total, and it's funny because I have like 2 snails. I have 2 snails. So I should probably get rid of one, but I feel like I captured these 2 blue wild snails, and they belong with me. Like, this is a lifetime commitment that I made. Anyways, the last add-on that I use for pet battles is called Pet Battle Teams, and it allows you to create pre-made groups of teams, which is very convenient. Where's the button for that? Right here. So it allows you to basically just make so you can do like create a new team, and then it just uses whatever team is right here. So you can be like, I want my Brilliant Bloodfeather, and I want my Dusk Spiderling. Oh man, there was already Dusk Spiderling there. That was an accident. And I want my Fiendish Imp. And then say you don't want to use that battle team, you want to use this battle team, great, or this battle team, okay, or this one, which I guess this probably seems silly for a lot of people, but if you are actually pet battling as you're questing and stuff, your pet battle revival tool only works every, I think, 8 minutes. I think it's 4 minutes if you're in your garrison, but I think it's 8 minutes out in the wild. Or maybe it's 15 and it's 8 minutes if you did the garrison thing. I don't remember, but it's 8 minutes. And that is an annoying amount of time to wait for, and you don't want to waste your bandages. So if you have a couple battle teams that are capable of doing those pet battles, you're going to save yourself a lot of time and a lot of bandages. Then the only other things I wanted to talk about were all involving like questing and missions. So let me teleport back to Legion Dalaran so I can show you what I'm talking about. I probably should have talked about this before Week Auras. This video was clearly not well planned out. I know you're probably shocked by that because that's totally not something I would ever do, but here we are. Anyways, when I go to my map, you will see that I have this lovely add-on that is called World Quest Tracker. What this does is it allows you to see all of your quests at a glance on the big map. Also, if you have an emissary, it'll show a little exclamation point next to whatever quest it is that you need to do to get your emissary bonus, which is very quick and convenient and makes it a lot easier to decide where you want to go when you get on to quests. So there's also other stuff you can do with this, like you can make custom lists and like track quests and whatnot, but I never use that. I just like it for this feature right here because I feel like it just puts everything in such a nice little organized fashion that makes it easy on my eyes. When I do zoom in, you'll see that I have all these extra little markers on my map, particularly in like Stormheim. I have quite a few. I don't think I have many left in Val'Sharah or High Mountain, but I have quite a few left in the other zones, and those are markers that are all from an add-on called Handy Notes, and then I have the extension. It's called like Handy Notes Legion Treasures and Rares or something like that, and that displays all of the treasures, all of the rares, all that kind of stuff on your map so that it's easier to find it and you don't miss things like artifact power or whatever the loot for that thing may be. It is very convenient. It also will mark all the rares for you. I like it a lot. This is, I guess a lot of people don't really like this add-on though because you're supposed to earn the treasure maps, but I don't know, man. It makes it so much faster and more efficient to be able to do it as you're questing. And, oh, the last thing I wanted to talk about is actually back in my order hall, and I should have showed you this earlier. And if you played Warlords of Draenor, you're probably already familiar. But for my order hall missions, I use an add-on called Garrison Mission Manager. And this will suggest the top 3 teams for every mission. So right now, my guys are pretty much all on missions, so these are all going to be very low. But see, it'll say, like, okay, you can do this with, you know, you can get 65%, or you can get 65%, or you can get 65%. I think if I, hold on, unassign. Would that be higher? Yeah, okay, so I could get 70%. And then this one, we could do 101%. Or this one is 78. See how it does that all nice and neat. And these are really boring looking right now, but that's because all my guys are on missions. When you have all your guys to choose from, usually these are 3 different numbers to tell you what you have your best chance of going and succeeding on. So it's just makes it a little bit easier, less clicks that you have to clack, and I appreciate that. And that's about it for the add-ons that I'm using this expansion. I don't think I have anything else too exciting to talk about. Obviously, the biggest add-on in my kit is probably LVY, and I'm really, really thankful that they added an import-export feature so that you guys can just use my setup, because it's so it's just a lot to set up all at once. It's not that it's hard, it's just a little overwhelming, I think. And once you have one profile set up that you're happy with, you can go into profiles and you can do copy from, and you can just select a character and it'll bring their profile in. It's really, really nice. The only thing I wanted to mention is through LVY, the bag bar is something that you have to reload in order to get it to work. So if your bag bar isn't working, just check bags and then make sure you come in here and check enable, and it'll tell you like, oh, you have to reload, and it'll ask you if you want to do it now, and then it'll do it automatically. But everything is really fairly easy to set up. It's just a little bit time consuming, so I'm excited that I can just give you guys my profile if that's what you want to use. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I will do my best to get my weak auras package as well as my my weak auras for not Hellfire Citadel, my god, Emerald Nightmare. But I do know that I did fiddle with my elemental and my resto weak auras a little bit to make them fit my life better, but I will do my best to find the weak auras for you guys and link them in the info below. And yeah, I think that's all the things. If you have any questions, check the info for links. If it's not there, feel free to ask me a question. I am gonna go. I hope you guys are all having I can't talk at all today. Have you ever had one of those days where it's like your words are just not cooperating with you? And then, so I have headphones on right now, even though my game sounds are super quiet and you probably can't hear them. I have game sounds on, so I didn't want my mic to pick it up, so I have headphones on, and it's like when I put headphones on, all of a sudden the like not being able to hear myself properly just throws my brain for a whole entire loop. It's also like, have you ever been on the phone with a business or something and you can hear your own echo and it's so distracting that you can't talk? Or is that just me? That's probably just me. I don't know, man. These are my life problems, and they're hard, and this struggle is real. I am going to go. Let me know again if you have any questions that are not answered in the info or in this video. I would love to help. And if you have any other helpful add-on suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. It's not going to let you leave a link, so just make sure that you say the name of it so that we can go find it. But yeah, that's everything. I'm going to go. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. 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 This is my Murloc cosplay. Do you like it? Goodbye. I don't really like my shield or my weapon right now, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm really going to go now. Okay, bye.